All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging and Friends. We are playing Deadlands tonight. We are down our Canadian superhero. I think he was arrested for something. I don't know. Public
Praise Jack.
intoxication. Yeah, Priest Jack.
Praise
Also,
Jack.
bail Jack out of prison too. So yeah.
We're starting a GoFundMe for him.
So yeah, we're gonna continue on. We actually finished up last session mid-fight, mid-combat. So we'll be picking up mid-combat and playing that out and see where we go from here. Matt told me I could do whatever I want with his character. So if I wanted to turn Jack on the party and attack the party, he was totally cool with it.
Oh, I can take him.
So, yeah, you probably can.
Yeah.
You probably can. Matt doesn't know how to build a character. Come on. So,
shotgun ain't gonna do nothing.
Nothing.
No,
So yeah, let's just introduce characters like usual, and then we can get started and see where it goes. So Jeremy, tell us about Dr. Cuspid.
Yes, I'm Dr. Byron Cuspid, and yes, I understand there's some trepidations over the trappings of my invention, but it seems to be overlooked that the vast majority of my work is the help and care of others. Why, I have one device that helps protect an individual from having harm befall them, and failing that, another which helps bolster them against said harm, and failing that, yet another one that heals that harm, and failing that, well, something that gives you the energy to let those who remain carry on. Of course, sadly, the key word and all that does seem to be failure, because in a wretched and corrupt world like this, you'd have to be half crazy to even try to bother being a doctor. But thank God we're being attacked. I need to stab someone so I can feel a sense of accomplishment.
You could keep going for like another hour and 45 minutes if you want. I could just listen to Cuspid deliver
Cuspid's
sermons and
interludes.
speeches. Yeah, yeah. While that was happening, our good friend Aaron tossed us some bits, and he says I can use them to make things interesting. So
Ooh,
it sounds like they're for me,
How
which is
romantic.
really interesting. It's really interesting. In our Death in Space game on Friday, everyone was giving me bits. Normally they give the players bits, but they gave it to me, and it was great. I got to kill Steven twice, so money well spent as far as I'm concerned.
So many complications.
Remind me if Steven pops into chat tonight to remind him that I killed him twice on Friday, because he needs to always remember that.
There you go.
Unfortunately, again, Jack Dawson's not here. We will. I'll run him, sorta, kind of, simply in the combat. But yeah, no Matt tonight, unfortunately. But Adam, tell us about Eustace.
Name's Eustace, and if you call me useless, well, you can go kick rocks. Speaking of rocks, they water shit down. Give it to me straight.
Well put, Eustace. Moving on, we've got Chuck. Chuck, tell us about John Ives.
I'm John Ives. I done shoot things all the time. No, oh, sorry, wrong character.
Wrong. It's a wrong week, buddy.
Wrong week. Oh no, yeah. I'm John Ives. I'm the gunslinger of the group, and I perfectly normal appetite for everything. Don't think that any of the rumors you hear about me are true. I have never eaten anyone unwillingly.
Unwillingly, someone
Yeah.
willingly said, "Please eat me."
Like,
Listen, you go on them back pages on Craigslist, you'll find all sorts of strange things.
I immediately was picturing like Tommy Lee Jones from Men in Black, like "eat me" as he's doing
Yeah.
that big old cockroach monster thing.
The great thing is my wife was walking through as I was saying that, so now I know there's judgment on levels that I got to deal with later.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And then finally, speaking of judgment, Melissa, tell us about Onatomo.
so Onatopo is clearly the best harmonica player within miles and miles and miles of this here area that we're in. She is even better than she is at playing harmonica. She is at riding horses. She's got double eyes. Devil Eyes has contributed to combat every now and again. And she's getting used to this whole teeth shield stuff that Dr. Cuspid does. It was very weird at first, but she's getting used to it and seeing the benefit of this whole weird science stuff going on.
Sure. Okay. All right. I totally had forgotten about the harmonica thing, so I had to quickly go to it. Oh, that's the best thing. Have I used this one? No, wait, I'll save that for a second. No, I'll save that for later. Okay. Yeah. Seriously, the Stream Deck was, it's a lot of fun. I have to be careful not to overuse it. So let's see. Let's do the summary. So last time you all, let's see, what did we do last time? Okay. Last time it was basically started a day after, the morning after you had discovered a rocket pack. And a dead man, and some weird, what looked like schematics for an automaton. And you woke up. You managed to get away from them, obviously, but then you woke up the next morning to like 100 U.S. Army soldiers bearing down on your camp, ready to give an inspection. You had enough time to enlist little Timmy. Your choice to enlist little Timmy, again, entirely your choices to do this. To go hide this jetpack somewhere outside of camp. So you did. But then when you went to go find little Timmy after the inspection, you discovered that he had killed a U.S. Army soldier who entered his hiding cave.
We told him not to use it unless somebody meant him harm.
Right. And so he did follow instructions. I would say he followed instructions, but, you know. Mm-hmm. So later, you hit the body. I think somehow Eustace was trying to convince Timmy like some sort of valid non-violent. That ain't gonna happen probably. But yeah, trying to like a new tutor has entered the building because it was Ives, Cuspid, and now Eustace. Like it's just continuing to throw new tutors. I think at Timmy. Later on, Bill Sutter, the head of the drive, learned that the army, who he was trying to broker a deal with, had pulled out of the sale of all these cattle, and that Lone Star also was uninterested, likely because they have very close ties with the army in this area. So you all had to keep going. So the Lazy S continued northward towards Denver. It's where you're kind of the next big area, the potential to sell. You had a difficult river crossing, but the weird thing is that you all started having nightmares and difficulty sleeping, and you were getting everybody, not just the heroes and such, but the whole drive was, and people were getting very short-tempered. Cuspid did his best to keep up with like relief spells to help people with some of their fatigue, but even Cuspid was struggling a little bit with that kind of stuff. And then as you all were camping in the Trincheras Pass, and you were waiting for Luke and Bill to find a comfy route through them, you were ambushed by what appears to be some Comanche raiders, some swarms of bats, and that same Comanche mercenary that you all saw back in Sutter's Flats, and who was likely involved from the last time your camp got ambushed. So yeah, okay. Did I just get a complication from Farkadev?
You did?
Yeah, you did.
You're
it's
a glorious human
spicy
being.
tonight.
I already know exactly what I'm doing with it too. Y'all are going down tonight. Whatever. Okay, so let's get us started. We got into combat. If you recall, the combat started with, I think it was Cuspid, who was up late messing around with some of his inventions and such, and heard some stuff going down. Cast a spell. If you notice all of these characters on the screen here on our map, if you're watching, have like this sort of glowy blue ring around them. That is the representation of the Bluetooth protection teeth spell that Cuspid has cast. So that's what we're dealing with. So here, I'm not sure if I played this one yet. Have I played this? This is like the going into combat noise.
Ready. Oh, wow.
I had that way back in the beginning because I was thinking there might be a duel between Bartholomew Phelps and somebody, either Ives or Jack, and then Chuck just one-shot him before combat even started, so never mind.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, so let's get this going. So, combat's actually been going very well for you. You all have this very significant amount of protection on you. You've managed to take out a few of these raiders. There are more than you necessarily see, but because of the way everything kind of breaks out, I don't put every single thing on the map. But maybe with those bits, there might be more. So We are starting a brand new round of combat. So I'm just getting everything set up. And I already dished out cards. Eustace, you son of a gun, you started with a joker. So Eustace, you're top of the round. Not only that, but you have a joker. All of the bonuses and stuff should carry forward for you. Everyone should have your pennies refreshed. Also, remember that some of you have conviction, which you can potentially use here, and it gives you some extra bonuses and things if you want to burn those. Most of you should have 1 or 2 points of conviction. So, Eustace, you are up. You are currently being surrounded by a swarm of bats, and you also have this Comanche raider who has been kind of hacking away at you with some kind of axe tomahawk. What would you like to do, Eustace?
Well, with the axe tomahawk coming at me, I'll like take my left arm and like hit it right in his like elbow area to bring his axe around towards him, and then I'll sock him right in the throat.
Are you going to remain within this big old swarm?
Oh yeah.
Okay. In that case, take a -2 to your attack
Okay.
as the bats are just sort of raining down on you here and there. Let's go ahead.
All right. So
This guy is shaken and has already taken a few wounds too. The one right in front. So,
shoot, I forgot to do the mod.
so
So
you're
that
looking
would
for a
be-
6. Still would be a hit, right on the money. You needed a 6 to hit the guy, and you got it.
All right. So then I'll target him first. And then,
Old Jeff is in the chat. What's going on?
yeah.
Still remember
All right.
that.
So,
That's great. Old
I
Jeff.
still remember that old Jeff. Not very young. Oh boy. Okay, so 6 points of damage to a toughness of 6. I will try to shake that because that would be his third wound, so I am going to go ahead and give that a try. So let's see. Yeah, so I will spend a Benny to try to soak. So let me roll my vigor test. That's what I'm going to do. I'm only going to roll it if it's going to kill him. And with a -2, it will in fact kill him. So you take this guy out. Describe how this happens there, Eustace. How do you take this guy out?
so yeah, I make sure that his hatchet comes like that and not hit me, and then I punch him right in the throat. And as he's sitting there, like he drops his hatchet and he's grasping his throat, I look back over at Timmy and I'm like, "See, lesson still in play. Man can't breathe, can't fight." I've even heard someone from out east say if they can't stand, they can't fight. But no, it's if they can't breathe. And
Okay. Well, he's dead, so he didn't really hear most of the lesson, unfortunately. But some of the
No,
others, I'm
talking-
sure, did.
I'm talking to Timmy.
Oh, Timmy? Okay, Timmy is
Yeah.
currently to the north of you dealing with his
Yeah.
own problems.
No, I'm
Teachable
I'm
moment
yelling at
being
him.
shouted
Teachable
across
moment
the
there.
battlefield.
Teachable moment.
because
If
The
the-
first lesson was when I stomped in someone's throat, and this one I punched in someone's throat.
So,
And so, yeah, just teaching lessons to my new mentee.
just as you guys think the combat is going in your favor, you see rustling out of the bushes to the north, the trees. You see a few more of these raiders pop out. One of them seems to be bearing down on where the Reverend, the 2 kids, and Francesca have been camping. The other 2 seem to be kind of veering in the direction of where, I'm just going to say his name because he's on the sheet. Everyone knows the name now. Toser is maybe to cover him or whatever it is. So a couple more have entered the fray. That is complication number 1. So one of these is going to charge up. This one over here is going to charge towards the Reverend. The Reverend, like a good adult, will step in the way and do what he can to sort of protect Francesca and the kids. It's a very big map. Sorry if it's not showing too well. So yeah, I think he'll target good old Reverend Archer here, who has a parry of 5. So, all right, 1 second. Sorry, there it goes. Okay, so tomahawk swing.
gosh.
Will miss with a 1. I'll let it go. Again, I'm only going to spend bennies in specific situations. So that was 1. Okay, there's 2 more in this little grouping that are going to go. These are the D group. One of them right here to the east. I think he's going to pull up his Winchester, and he's going to fire at either Jack or Cuspid. I'll 50-50 it. 1 to 3 is Jack. All right, it's going to go at Cuspid then. So this one is, I think what I'm going to do, I've been doing some research, trying to figure out ways to kill you all, and do more damage and bypass you. So these guys have a skill called Marksman, which means if they don't move in a turn and they fire no more than a rate of fire, blah, 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 I can ignore up to 2 penalties from called shots.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to target Byron Cuspid's head. And that's normally the head would be a -4 penalty, but because he's got this marksman ability, it's only a -2. So that's what I'm gonna do. And this would give me bonus damage. So
Nice knowing you, Cuspid.
In fairness, I deserve this.
so here we go with the -2. That will be a hit. And just to make sure I did this right. A called shot to the head adds +4 damage to the attacker's total. So I'm going to roll this like normal, +4. And it's just a regular hit, no worries. So it's still not necessarily going to do anything. But here we go. 10 points of damage. It still does not get through the Bluetooth protection.
Stop it. That's very annoying.
All right. Standing next to him, same guy. I'm going to do the same thing. 1 to 3. It'll be on Jack. 4 to 6 on Cuspid. And he's also going to shoot at Cuspid.
Oh, no.
And I'm going to do the same thing I just did. So, going to shoot for the head. That will also hit. This guy is not. Some of these guys are wild cards. Some of them aren't because I mixed it up so there aren't 50 people on the thing. So this will be +4 damage. There we go. I got a shaken. I got a shaken.
I like that response.
Congratulations.
I feel like I just won the fight. I got a shaken. That's the greatest. Today's a good day. All right, so the other guy already went with Anna. It comes to you.
Yep. So Anna is going to move up here closer to where the kids and some of the NPCs are.
Sure.
Where that one just moved in. So I think I've done that properly. So that's where she's going to be. And then she is going to shoot at that one over there.
Okay, the one who just charged in and is trying to hack away at the Reverend who at the last second puts the good book up into the air and the tomahawk buries into it. So
Nice.
I think Melissa's had an axe catching Bible in a different game at some point.
I think one of the very first Holler one shots that we did.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
That's what it
yeah.
was. Remember that? So somehow this is where it comes from. There we go. All right, go for it.
Oh, that's absolutely awful. I'm going to Benny that.
Okay, Benny. It's a 2 on the shot. That's a miss. So you try it again. That will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's better.
Toughness is 6 on this guy.
Oh,
Oh boy. Well, he's dead. Oh my god.
7 wounds plus shaken.
wow.
How does he look?
So I'm going to go ahead and banny that. No, Melissa, explain how you literally just turned this guy into nothing. He just got into the fight too.
So Anna just goes running over there and because Francesca's over there too, and that's her NPC buddy. And so she is you need to stay away from this area over here. This is off limits. And she just center mass just shoots with the Winchester.
sorry, Cuspid, you're up next. I have myself muted.
Okay, so I suppose I need to do a spirit check to see if I unshake?
Yes, and if not, just spend your Benny and you're good to go.
Okay.
So that's how it's
Really
going to go
wish I could
tonight.
have saved that.
That's how it's going to go tonight, huh, Dice? Okay. All right. I see the kind of night it's going to be. All right, you're good. You save your Benny. You're up. There's this guy in front of you who's been trailing you for a bit here and there. He's been kind of, yeah. You don't really know too much about him other than he's got problems with y'all.
All I know is he brought zombies to our camp before. We lost a dear member of our party, and
That is true.
I know the smart money would be to stay at range and use my whip, but I'm in a bit of a mood. I think I'm going to close in. I'm going to try and stab him.
All right, go right ahead. I like it. Cuspid's getting up in there. Nice.
All right. Not as good at that, but it seems like the thing to do.
I think it's fun. So we are over in the bottom right corner now.
I'm going to
That
bet
will
you that.
miss. Yeah, with a 4. It does miss.
Really wish I would have gotten the explosions on this roll.
Unfortunately, that also misses. As you come in, you bring the knife down. He manages to just step off to the side ever so slightly. Seems relatively agile, but not too much. And dodges out of the way of your attack. And it is actually his turn next. All right. So, if he leaves, you get opportunity attack, right?
Oh, please don't run. Let's settle this one medicine man to another. Stand and fight.
I didn't expect you to get up into melee with him.
That's what
What
you
are-
get when your doctor has a death wish.
What are the... Yeah. What are the penalties for casting in melee, Jeremy?
Well, so like if you were to try and cast an offensive spell at somebody, instead of doing the ranged defense of 4, you'd have to go against their parry. I don't think
Okay.
that there's like an automatic opportunity attack for casting in melee.
All right. I think he's going to run. So he's going to... Let me check his pace really fast. He's got a pace of 6. So he's going to back off to the north a bit. Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to move off back towards the 2 that have come into the fight, if you want to stab him as he goes.
Well, I most certainly do.
Hey, Eric, how's it going, man? All right, that's it. Actually, no, I think that's a miss, too. He has a 6 parry. Yeah, you missed. Okay.
Yeah. Reroll spending a Benny.
There you go. You got it. Okay, 11. That'll be damage with raise.
Nice. Okay.
Go for it. Oh, boy. 7 points of damage is enough to shake him. Not enough to actually damage him significantly.
Add everything together. There should be a +3 at the end of that.
10 is enough to wound him. His toughness of 6. So, yeah. So that'd be shaken and a wound. I'll spend a Benny. I can spend a Benny immediately to unshake. Is that right?
Hmm.
All right. So I'll spend one of his bennies. He's one of these special named characters who gets his own. And he'll try to get the hell out of there. Then I think what he'll do... What do I want to do next?
Now, come on. Don't run away. You only die tired. Get back here.
Let's see. Medium blast template is what, 4? Yeah, it's 4-inch diameter. I don't think I can. Can I get the 2 of you? All right, I'll spend an extra power point to increase the range. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Fear. I will modify it to get it up to a large blast template so I can hit both Cuspid and Jack Go ahead and roll a spirit test. I believe it. Yeah, spirit roll, Cuspid.
Okay.
And I'll do the same thing with old Jack.
Nice.
All right.
So nice.
Jack is afraid. He's so afraid. It actually really happened. So yeah, he's so he fails. Wild cards roll on a fear table. So let me do that. Mark of fear. The hero is stunned and suffers some cosmetic physical alteration. A white streak forms in his hair. What do we want to give? What do we want to give Jack for Matt when he comes back? Ideas? He loses an arm. I agree. That's a really good one.
He loses an arm.
One of his arms just falls right off.
Oh god.
That'd be just hilarious. What do we think? What's something good for him?
Physical alteration.
I mean, streak of white in
One
the
of-
hair is always fun.
Streak of White's
One of-
fun.
One of the freckles on his face turns into the shape of a maple leaf.
Maple leaf.
Weird, but awesome.
His freckles
Okay.
just come together to form a really strange, or like maybe he has a birthmark suddenly forms on his face. Okay. So you're unaffected, Cuspid, but Dawson is stunned. All right.
Snap Captain's throwing some bits out.
Thank you for the bits.
Yay.
So, by the way, we are up to 7 bennies in case anybody needs them.
Nope, they're all for me. All right, Swarm is next.
I need them.
Swarm is
Left
next.
over from last week, and those are
Let's
our first
see.
for us today.
Let me see. Can I cannot quite get the two of
That's
you,
right.
unfortunately.
Oh.
All right, I will just, I'll stay on top. Yeah, I can't quite get on Ives. So with the Swarm, I'm just going to stay right on top of Eustace. This is an automatic hit, but it's just a question if I can do enough damage. So let me just roll that. I could not do enough damage. So they're hounding you and harassing you and causing a lot of distraction, but they're not actually hurting you. The Warband guy is that one's dead. So okay, this other guy right here standing right in front of Jack could put him out of his misery, but I don't want to do that. Instead, I will turn and I will fire at Cuspid.
Again, it is fair. I deserve it.
Oh, look at this. We're just...
If I had an animal, I would. Melissa, can you go outside and get like a bird? We have so many birds in the back.
Catch a squirrel.
You want a bird? I can get you a bird.
All right,
My dog is very unhappy
Same
about
thing.
this.
called shot. -2.
Think,
Still a hit.
Captain, this is
Oh,
for
God.
you don't-
Raise
you don't
damage.
Put me
This
on
is
the
on
screen
Cuspid.
for bits. This is not a thing. I'm not. No, I'm not a party to this.
Did it
I
again.
Have dignity.
14
Dignity.
points. You're shaken once again, Cuspid, as they are firing at you. They figured out your weakness, your head. Okay. Next up is Jack. Jack, unfortunately, is stunned, and he rolls double ones. He rolls a crit
Oh,
fail.
no.
He remains horribly stunned. Okay.
Oh.
Then we get over towards, let's see. All right. This fella, one of these other fellas to the north, sees Anna is heading over to help, and he's going to take a shot at Anna. I'm just going to standard. They're going to shoot at heads the rest of the way. Just be prepared.
Headshots.
I'm going to Benny that because he can. So I'm going to shoot again because I want to kill
Alright.
people tonight.
I did just take out.
You did just kill. I
One
mean,
of his
yeah,
friends.
you deserve this. Still a miss. Still a miss. So the shot goes wide. Maybe it catches a bit of the wagon. Then we've got down by Ives. There's two of them that are right next to Ives. So you know who they're
Oh, yeah.
attacking.
They're napping.
No question here. They're firing at old Ives. First shot's a miss. He's just a regular. No bennies for him. Second shot from the other man. So they're both just sort of aiming, shooting. Also a miss. So somehow, even though you're standing right in front of them, he misses. And finally, we end the turn on Ives.
It's me. So yeah, the two that just shot at me. I'm going to shoot them right back.
Okay, which one do you want to... Oh, both of them, I guess, because you get 2 guns. One for each of them.
What's the thing to target again?
I use
Double
click
right click.
and T, or double right click is fine. 2.
There we go. I'm going to start with this first one. I'm going to use 2 shots.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chuck. Ives just died. He's just blew up.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
If he survives the first shot, then I'll shoot him a second time. And if not, I'm going to shoot the guy behind him.
Gotcha.
All right. Oh, I need a roll from
I
quick
didn't realize some of
bar.
my arrows were on the screen still. I'll get rid of those.
Yeah, you were telling us what you were going to do.
Yeah, I was like planning out, okay, a couple of them will go this way, a couple of them will go that way. Type of thing.
I thought you were just tracking what happened last time, so I thought that was just
Okay.
common knowledge from everybody.
Regular hit.
Therefore,
Go for it. Roll your damage. He is shaken.
Okay, then he catches my second bullet.
Okay, go right ahead.
Let me double check because I am not. Oh, I am ambidextrous now. Okay, cool.
For now.
For now, until you take an arm.
One of them. Someone drops the dog. That's also a hit with 4. Yeah,
All
go for
right.
it. Roll that damage. See if you can take him out.
Ooh.
That'll do it. What does it look
There we
like?
Just first shot right in the center mass, going for torso. My second shot is going for center mass too, but he kind of doubles over and leans forward from the first shot. So the second shot just catches him right in the top of the head.
Very nice.
And down he goes.
Down he goes. Still 1 there. And that's the end of the round. So let's start up a new
All right.
round. See where everything lands. And also, this is one of the other complications, because I got a couple. So other complication is another swarm of bats starts popping up to the south here, chasing after Cuspid. Also, it's Toser's turn. He got a Joker, it looks like.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty awesome.
That's not what I would call it.
Yeah. So I think what he'll do, I don't have a lot of good stuff. I think he'll, you know what he's going to do? You know what he's
No.
going to do, Chuck?
What is he going to do, man?
He's going to fire a bow. Cuz
Oh, God.
why the hell not, right?
Why not?
Let's see. He'll fire at Cuspid since Cuspid's the one that just stabbed him. As a bow. I'm not going to do anything fancy. So he's just going to fire a bow at Cuspid. He will hit, regular hit, and then I will roll regular damage, see if I get lucky. Of course not. So the arrow hurtles to the air, comes over the top of this tree stump. You see it just reflect right off of the Bluetooth protection and go skittering off into the darkness. And then he will continue to back up. Let's see what I can do. As he backs, like kind of sort of disappears into the trees a bit. You can kind of see where he's going, though. It's not like he's hidden or anything. And that is his turn. Now, one of the swarms, the one that's on top of Eustace, will go next. So this, again, automatic hit. All he's doing is seeing if he can break your toughness with his damage. With its damage, I should say. 1 explosion? Not enough. 9 points of damage. I don't know why that was... Oh, it's because I still have Cuspid targeted. But that was on you, Eustace. But you have all the toughness, so that's not an issue.
Right now,
Speaking of
it's
Cuspid,
17.
it is your turn.
Let's see. How far can I move?
I think
Not far
you
enough to
should
catch
be shaken. So you're gonna because you got a
Yeah,
second
I've got.
shot to
I've got to
shake
first try to unshake.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I'll spend a Benny.
it. Right, exactly.
Okay, so spirit check.
Okay, good on the spirit.
Full of
You are
spirit
no longer
tonight.
shaken.
All right. Let's see. I can move 6 normally, or I could run and take a -2. I don't really want to take a -2. So 1, 2, 6. I think 6 gets me here. So the screen's a little fuzzy on me. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's about fine. As long as you're in the ballpark, it's fine.
Okay, so I
Nickel dime
can't
ya.
quite reach him. So I will use the whip instead.
Okay. On one of the other two, the one that you're next to.
Oh god, no! I'm gonna keep going after him.
Oh, that's right. Your whip is the bolt spell. That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Like a rabbit. It's really just the bolt spell, just flavored as a whip.
Mm-hmm.
They can reach up to 8 away.
Okay, go for it.
Nope.
That's an exploder. 11 points. That's a hit with raise.
So with the extra power point, that gets me up to 3d6 plus 1.
Boy. This guy's
Decent
weak.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I should have double right clicked him. I'm sorry.
It's all good. 16 points is...
That should have exploded? Or did it explode?
It did.
There is one in there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll shake. So that's... Okay, so that'll shake and do 2 wounds. I need to vigor test this. Okay, so because of the Joker, thankfully, I actually do pass, so he's not dead yet. But he's close. As he is both shaken and is now at 2 wounds. Okay. Where do I want to... I'm going to spend another Benny, actually, just to re-roll that, right? Because I can do that.
It's true.
See if I can get luckier.
No.
Mike?
No, I can't.
You could keep that second roll, though. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm going to keep the first one and stay alive. Jack Dawson fumbles around, poops himself. It's really a very embarrassing situation. No, he's good. He's no longer stunned, but he's vulnerable. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't just target the guy he's standing right in front of, so I think that's what he'll do. So we'll keep it simple, and he will I think he uses his shotgun, so I'll fire with that. So I think it's buckshot short. No, buckshot. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's what happens when I attack my own frickin' guys.
Oh, ouch.
Why? Why do I do this? Raise damage. This is going to be... All right. So damage-wise...
Wow.
21
Wow.
points. I completely obliterate one of my own people.
Praise Jack.
Praise
Praise Jack.
Praise
Oh, God.
Jack.
I feel for you, Jeff.
So great.
Yep.
So great. Okay, so he's donezo. Chuck, you're up with Ives.
I'm going to double shot the dude down close to me. I don't think I can do anything against them bats because bullets in a bat swarm doesn't do shit. So, yeah. 2 shots. First one. It's a 5.
5, yeah, I mean it's a hit,
Yeah.
so go for it. 6 points of damage would be enough to just shaken him if you wanted to
Okay.
any damage.
No, I got a second shot. I'll Benny
Alright,
off
so
of that if I
he
need
is
to.
shaken.
And my second shot.
Also a hit.
And then the damage off of that. That one, I will Benny.
You sure? I like
Yeah.
it. I like the look of it. Okay.
I bet you do.
I don't
my
like
God.
that one.
Oh,
I like the second double sixes, not the first one. All right, what does this look like when you take this guy out?
Same thing. 2 shots, but this time, like, I've got my beat on. He was right behind the other guy. Just double shot, one in each nostril, just pow pow, and he's down.
One in
Okay.
each nostril, huh?
Yeah, I'm that good.
All right, fair enough. So, oh boy. All right, so that's your turn.
Yeah.
Let's see. That was the guy. So it would have been this guy's turn, but he is dead now. So let me go ahead and just do that. So then we go over to Eustace. You are getting swarmed by bats. What would you like to do?
Oh, when it comes to movement, is there any sort of like a charge action to where you can move just a little bit more and still attack, or do you have to use both your actions to do that?
Yeah.
Or-
So
Your pace and then roll the pace die.
right.
Mhm.
So
So I would like to do such a thing.
is that the one where you take the -2 to actions
Yes.
when you do the run?
You,
yeah. So
you roll your run dice. You
Yeah.
get to move further, but you take a -2.
I won't need. I mean, I won't need to roll it because I'm trying to move 7.
Mm.
So, and my pace
Okay.
is 6. So no matter
Oh, yeah,
what,
that's fine.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
I gotcha. I hear you. Okay. So this attack will be a -2.
All right. And then
Charging in
before
on
I-
the guy that was shooting at Anataba.
Right, and I'm also going to spend my conviction on this because I'm like, don't you dare shoot it, Anna! Don't you dare! I'm gonna kill you. Yeah. So spending conviction. Get sure to target first, and then you said a -2.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
So
All right.
that should hit.
Sorry, I was cleaning up all the
7
dead
to hit.
people. 7 to hit. Yeah, that should be. Yeah, that's good. Parry is 6. So
So then it's time to roll damage.
uh, 10 points would be shaken in a wound. If you're okay with that.
Nope. He attacked Anna.
Okay. You didn't see it. You had bats in your face. Same thing.
It's one more.
Yeah, it's same effect. This guy does have bennies, so I actually will use him since we're coming down to the end. So I'll give this a go. Doesn't help him, so he's got shaken in a wound. This is one of the wild cards in the fight. Okay. So that's Eustace's turn. The other swarm will go next. What's his pace? Pace is 10. I will move up on Cuspid because no one else is grouped. And then I will just roll. So Cuspid, it's just, again, automatic hit. It's just a question of whether I break your toughness or not with 2d4 attack. 6 is no good. I had the wrong person targeted, but 6 I'm sure doesn't break your toughness, so you're probably fine. And then we move to one of the guys who is on. Was right next to Cuspid, actually.
Mm-hmm. He can't use that rifle while he's up close.
No, he can't. Well, not the one right next to you. The one a couple steps away from you.
Mm. Oh.
So, but yeah, the other guy will go after him.
It'd be terribly rude of you to use that rifle.
I do think he will be terribly rude, though. As he will take a couple. Actually, let me double check to make sure, because I think the marksman rule is I can't take anything else. If I don't move in a turn and I fire no more than a rate of fire 1. So if I move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. All right. He'll hang back. He'll hang there. He won't move. He'll try. He'll try. Sorry, man. They've been watching you for a while, so I feel like they would know Cuspid is like the linchpin of this. That's a miss. He does have bennies, so I will use one, because why not? Matt's not here. We don't want to make too much progress without him. All right, that'll hit. With 4 on 10. I haven't got a single raise on any of these, so I haven't got any raise damage. So here we go.
Oh,
There we go. That's what I
God,
want to
there it
see.
comes.
Come on, baby. Yeah, there it is. Okay, okay. Wait. That's 22 points of damage. I had the wrong person targeted again, I think. What's your toughness at right now?
14.
Okay, so that's shaken in 2 wounds, I believe.
So, yeah, shaken at 14, 18 for a wound, and 22 for a second wound. So I think we still have some group
Yes, we do.
bennies, right?
Audience bennies,
we
yeah.
have plenty.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good.
I'll spend 1 to soak, because that seems like a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay.
So I guess I won't take any wounds.
Oh, poor Jeff.
I'm so sorry.
You guys remember that interview that Ben Affleck did and Henry Cavill with Batman? It was
Yes.
just, hello, darkness, my old friend. That's what it feels like right now. I know what Ben Affleck is feeling like right there. It's the second time I think I've made that comparison. Okay, no
You made
worries.
me feel nervous at least.
Good. Hey, I feel like this is I'm surprised that I've been able to actually do anything in this fight. The other one right next to you. Hang on, let me move these. Things are getting away. I can't click. He will.
You know, if you run away now, I won't stab you. You can run away now, and I won't stab you. You've seen that you can't do anything to me. Just run away now, child.
Roll a persuasion or intimidation.
I mean, if you'll allow me to do persuasion, I will.
Absolutely. It's really, really hard to hurt you.
No.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
And he's lying.
Oh yeah, I know. But I think
totally
it's
lying.
I think it's worth it. Just checking some damage stuff. All right, I am going to drop the Winchester. He's got a Peacemaker, so he'll pull the Peacemaker out. So he's gonna be targeting your parry rating with
Instead
this.
of toughness.
Yeah, the freaking bats get in the way. It's hard to target stuff from there, so I'm just moving them out of the way.
It's true.
Okay, so just normal shooting, no to the head. Actually, wait. I think I can do it, right? Rate of fire 1.
Yeah, he
I
hasn't
think the
moved.
Pacemaker's rate of fire run. Yeah, he hasn't moved. Okay, so yeah, I'll do the same thing I've been doing. He'll put the gun right up against your head.
Oh gosh.
It won't work, of course. But he'll shoot. I will use one of my GM bennies to try that again. Really trying.
Oh no.
No. And he misses the bullet flies off. But you still got two guys right there on you. Anna, it is your turn. You're up, having just obliterated a guy that was attacking the Reverend. You can see that Eustace, the closest one to you is to your southeast. Eustace just charged on the guy that was shooting at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust that Eustace has that one covered. So Anna is gonna move here south of where the wagon is, and
Okay.
she is going to target the other one that is close to Cuspid, so that hopefully maybe we can keep that to a 1v1.
Gotcha. So the one right on top of him?
No, the other one. I've
Okay.
targeted.
It actually
one
would
that's
help me a
equivalent.
lot if you target the one who's in melee with me.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do
Because
that.
I can skirt around the other dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
That swarm's still on top of you. I'm just leaving it off you for now. Just 'cause
Well,
it's a pain.
and that was actually my question and why I wasn't initially going to attack that one. Could I target it through the swarm?
No, it's not. The swarm's not on the Comanche. It's on
Oh.
It's on Cuspid. I just had to
Okay.
move it out of the way because the layers of Foundry wouldn't let me click on Cuspid.
That's 9.
That is definitely a hit with Ray. Well, yeah, because it's with Ray because it's a gunshot. Yeah, so yeah, roll damage with race.
All right. Oh, I think I forgot to say raise.
Okay. Roll another d6.
Okay. That's a 5, so 13.
13 points of damage. Go ahead and describe your kill.
All right, so this is like I'm kind of careful with this because there are like a whole lot of bats around. But I'm just kind of moving my way around. Like I am going to be useful this time. I'm going to keep Dr. Cuspid and this weird tooth stuff working for all of us. So it's just going to be like he's going to be in the back. Like didn't even know anything was coming.
Okay. Next up is the raider that is on. Let's see. The raider that is on Eustace. I failed the. I don't know why it rolled a bunch of times, but that was a weird. Just spammed like a bunch of times, but I failed it. But I will spend a Benny to be able to act and remove
All right.
shaken. And then, because he's an honorable sort, he sees you coming at him, he will drop the Winchester, pull out the tomahawk.
Oh, that's what we're talking about, partner.
And honorable man right here, he will try to hack into your brain, or what?
Non-violently.
In a non-violent fashion.
It's true. He's not using a gun.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 7 will hit, or 6 will hit. And then damage, this is where everything goes terrible. Nope,
gosh.
doesn't break it. It's okay. I would have to get at least 2 explosions, I think, to do any damage to Eustace with where he's at right now.
Yeah,
and that is the end of this round.
As the hatchet cuts some of the bandages on the head, but you hear this tink, and Eustace starts going, oh, you're dead.
All right. All right. New round. Very important round. Okay. That is what I was hoping. Tosera gets to go first with the ace. Which means I am going to cast a spell.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
But I'm going to cast a deadly spell.
Okay, I'm going to cast, see if it's all ready to go.
Uh-oh. There's some reading behind it. That's cause for concern.
It's a good sign.
It's no, it's fine. You guys are okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
You guys are okay.
Spontaneous combustion.
All right. Use skill. Okay. So
All of those teeth that were protective suddenly turn inward.
Oh no. Ooh.
Getting eaten alive by his own skin.
he's going to cast Shape Change.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to target Eustace at that. And he's going to turn
Gonna polymorph me? No.
I know. I was like, what did
To
he
a
change
bird.
Eustace into?
He's going to turn into a bird and he's going to start flying away. Hang on, I've got to look one thing up. Sorry. Just want to double check. I just want to make sure I get the movement right on how far he can go. So talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Chuck.
I'm Adam.
I'm
Nice to
appreciating
meet you.
your Zoom name has gone from Ives, played by Double D, to
Yeah, I've been trying to find out a drink that works for Chuck because always straight whiskey, but I'm getting older and the dark stuff, it hurts me the next day. So I'm trying martinis.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's fancy.
I realized today that I don't like dirty martinis. So I made one, had the olive in it, put some olive juice in it, took a sip, spit it
Olive
out,
juice
dumped
too.
it in the sink.
I'll make you an aviation next time you come up, and we'll see. If
I
you like
think
that.
you let me try a sip of that at the one con, and it was good. Like,
Uh,
but yeah,
what
I
are you
recommend-
drinking right now?
right now it's martini. It's just vodka and vermouth. So, like a dry martini? I don't know. It's vodka and dry vermouth too. I've got sweet vermouth. I didn't like it as much.
The last word is a pretty good drink too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to find things that are based on clear liquor because dark liquor hurts me.
Getting old sucks.
Hurts everybody.
Yeah.
I don't have an actual stat block for anything, so I don't know what his pace is in Raven form.
It's -2.
So I do think it's a
Really?
lot. I'm not sure how much, though.
Just enough.
Go ahead. If you know something, Jeremy, I'm open.
I don't have any like my books next to me. Like just the standard Suede book might have a listing for animals usually.
That's what I'm going through.
Most of them will have a pace somewhere like something that's fast will probably be at an 8, sometimes a 10.
Yeah, I'm looking for any kind of bird. and I'm
More
not
than 8 or 10
finding
is
anything.
pretty rare.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not finding like any birds or anything in the because he's flying. It just says at a certain point he'll try to turn to a raven and fly away and like escape. That's sort of his shtick. So, but I am not seeing anything to suggest what his pace is. I think I got a swarm of birds at like a 10, but I don't have like an individual bird here.
10's pretty on brand for
So I'll just-
something that's
we'll-
pretty quick.
Okay, we'll just go 10 then. And so, yeah, he'll get that, and he'll move 10 paces kind of northeastward and off the map. So he was... So I'm just going to leave him where he's at, just for targeting purposes, if you're going to try to do something. So it's there plus 10 is essentially where, like, off to the sort of northeast is where he's gone. Okay. So... let
I'll make
me-
sure to call out to everybody in case somebody's not aware that that bird is him. Because
Okay.
we've had a previous thing where we kind of suspected that was his shtick.
Yes, exactly. His
Yeah,
bird-
because it was the coyote stuff.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so then this other bat swarm is going to get on top of Eustace once more, do absolutely nothing but annoy him. That's okay. And then next up, it'll be another one of these guys, Tessera's guys, who will... I think he'll... All right. I think this other guy will also flee. The same direction. Unfortunately, he cannot turn into a bird, so he will just run, I think.
I'd vote
Yeah.
for this.
So he's just going to... Actually, you know what I think I'll do? I think I'll do... He actually has a pace of 10 because they're fleet-footed, these Comanche guys. I'm going to roll, and because he'll probably do one of those things where he kind of runs and fires to try to cover his own escape. So he can move 13 paces, which will take him off the map as well. I'll leave him up in the corner. Or I'll leave him where he's at. So he's where you're at plus 13. And he'll just take, like, a shot at you. No, nothing special. Just going to take a shot at you without using any sort of shooting thing. Any, called shot or anything. That's, again, supposed to be on Cuspid. I keep forgetting to switch my targets.
Did he get a minus
Sorry.
2 for running?
He did not, so
Ooh.
that'll be a miss. So yeah, he runs and he just sort of fires as he runs, and so both of these guys are off the map at this point. The one that just fired at Cuspid is just barely off the map. The other one is relatively far off the map. Jack will go next. Jack will go ahead and move up next to this guy that Eustace is on and try to finish off the one that Eustace has been firing at. So yeah, he'll do his buckshot again. He'll hit Dr. Cuspid.
Oh no.
Sorry, that's what it says, Jeremy. I'm apologize.
It's fair, and once again, I will say I do deserve it.
And damage. We'll do 10 points of damage. Shaken in 2 wounds. So shaken in a wound. Actually, no, shaken in 1 wound. All right, so that doesn't kill the guy. So this is one. So he's shaken and he's up to 2 out of 3 wounds. It'll be his turn next. The one that you just got shot. He will go ahead and. Why is that continuing to do that? His first roll. I don't know why is all right, whatever.
Yeah, it's only like 4 times.
It's I'll spend a GM Benny to make sure he unshakes just to be sure, because I don't know. There's so many rolls I couldn't tell which one was right. So he will continue honorably to attack Eustace with his stomp.
Oh, you're making the bats go away.
I have to do that to target you
Oh, okay.
because you're underneath them. That will miss, and that is likely And then, so he swings at you once, and then he'll run away. You can obviously take a shot, but he's going to run.
So with that
away to the
opportunity attack, can I try and grapple him? Like grab
Sure.
him and keep him from
Yeah.
running?
Yeah, that's
Alright,
fine if you want
That's what I'm going to do. So how do I do that?
to. Roll athletics,
Athletics? Okay.
because it's contested, I believe. I've looked them up before. I always forget them. You're going to win, I'm sure. Yeah, so you managed to do it. He turns to run, and you just kind of, you just fall on top of his back, and you take him down to the ground. You just tackle him to the ground, and he is pinned to the ground. No problem. All right. John, it's your turn. John Ives, you're pretty far away from the action at the moment. What would you like to do?
So there's still a dude on Eustace, right?
Well, Eustace is on him,
You
and
just tackled him.
he
Oh,
yells out, "This one's mine!"
yeah.
Both the other two are literally off the map at this point.
Yeah. I want to move as far as I can, like this direction. And I'll take a shot at probably the lower one, not the named villain, just because I think he'd be closer.
Yeah. Plus, also the size will impact you as well. With him turning into a raven form, he's smaller, so it's hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the more likely shot. Once again, I'm gonna be using one movement and then 2 shots. Do I take any penalty with the distance between
What's
me
your
and this
range?
dude?
What's your range on the thing?
Oh god, you're asking me questions. Let me open up my character sheet.
You were asking me a question. Role-playing games are a conversation, Chuck.
Range 12, 24, 48.
It should be middle one, I think.
24. So is there any penalty to that?
-2, I think, for the middle one.
Sure. All right, yeah. I'll still take shots at him.
Are you targeting that one?
No. I was targeting the one that Eustace was, but he said it's mine. All right. -2. No. And then my second shot. Y'all get on out of here. We're done with you.
They do see you running. Eustace,
Yeah.
you've got this guy on the ground in whatever form of headlock that you want to have him in. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Yeah, I'm going to say, they done left you. You can live if you really want to, or I could kill you right now. It's your choice.
So incredibly and politely nonviolent.
He looks at you. He's on the ground. He's bleeding. He's got gunshot wounds. He's got your hand wounds, whatever they look like. He snarls a bit. And he just says, he just sort of spits off to the side like this bloody spit. And he just says, "Do what you will." And kind of leaves it to you. It's your call, Eustace.
All right, Eustace will get up, bring him up with him.
Okay.
He'll set him out, and then he'll touch him on the face and stand there.
Just count coup, basically.
Okay. All right. And so he just kind of stands there staring at you, very confused. Very confused. Cuspid, you're up.
Well, now it seems I only have one shot, given what he's done, but I would have to run to put myself in range. Just so close, so I'll need to do that. So I'll roll my run dash.
Gotcha. Okay, you got 10 paces. So just trying to figure out where you would have been. So he's basically 17 from you right now. So your 10 spaces would get your 10 would get you within 7 paces.
And the range of my bolt is 8.
Perfect. So you're in range.
Just barely.
So you should be able to target him. I did make the change to his size, so the penalty hopefully will be automated. We'll see.
And then because this is kind of a 1 or nothing, I will spend the extra power point for additional damage if I do hit.
Okay.
We'll hope for some good luck here.
Is a miss.
I think we still have some
Yes,
group
we do.
bennies.
Bennies, yeah.
I would love to spend one of those.
Go for it. That's an exploder.
Oh.
That's just a 7. Still a miss, unfortunately. Okay.
Well, I gave him my best.
That was the shot. That was literally the shot. If you would have gotten him, you would have gotten him. Because he's got 2 wounds and everything. All right. So what I'm going to say, we don't have to necessarily play it all out. Well, I guess, Anna, we can give you a shot if you wanted to take a heavily... It's going to be heavily penalized because of his size, but if you wanted to take a shot, you're actually the last chance, I'm going to say. It's up to you.
Do it.
Because he is right now, from you, he is approximately 15 paces from you right now.
Okay. And I've got a Winchester that's closest 24.
Ooh, nice.
Okay,
It's
so you'll have
24.
range, so it's really just can you hit a small target in the dark is basically all it is.
Yeah, it's 24, 48, 96. So
Okay.
Do it.
Okay. I mean, you're fire away if you want. Give it a go. I'm not going to do the illumination penalty because we haven't been using it the whole fight, so there's no reason to put it in now. That seems unfair. But Sai should be ready to go.
okay. I will Benny that.
Yeah, that's a miss, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's also a miss.
Okay, so the
It
bolt
was worth
goes
a
out,
try.
cackling, fire, and they both miss. Okay. So
We'll just look over at Dr. Cuspid and just shrug. Like, try.
I mean, we gave it our very best. By the way, that was an excellent shot earlier. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that.
do what I can.
So, if it's okay
More
with
than
you
most,
guys,
to be honest.
if it's okay with you guys, can we say that the end of the fight is like you have this one survivor in front of you who's kind of staring dumbfounded at Eustace. You've got Tosser flying off into the night as a raven. You have another one that's fleeing as well. We can break. If I'm okay with doing this. If you guys are okay with doing this, breaking initiative and just sort of dramaing it out here that he gets away in his bird form. You have one behind here, plenty that are dead, and we can end it there. End the combat there.
I'm good with that. Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, yeah, you take a look around and you can see that there is a significant amount of carnage that has been done. You can see that this is not the only site of fighting. There were small skirmishes here and there around. It looks like some of your beavos have been killed. You can see that some of the other groups here and there have been fighting. But fortunately, there doesn't seem to be you can see that there were ranch hands that were trying to keep the cows from kind of going crazy as there were some of these raiders that were inside the herd kind of firing guns and trying to get a stampede going. It looks like a lot of the ranch hands managed to keep that at bay. There are a couple others scattered. Remember that you all were kind of getting really irritated and annoyed at each other because of the night terrors, the fatigue. So people were starting to camp further and further away, kind of spreading out the camps a bit. You can see that a couple of those camps, a couple people come by. They've got, a bullet wound here and, a tomahawk wound there. You can see a couple of the horses are limping. Thankfully, you don't see amongst the dead, you see some of your animals. You see many of the raiders, but you don't actually have any of your ranch hands that appear to have taken a fatal wound of any kind. Most of it seems healable. So I'll turn it over to you. What do you guys want to do at this point in the aftermath of the fight?
I'm
I'm
gonna.
tend to some wounded.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the one that survived, and then I'll just motion out towards the wilderness. I'll say, "You can go that way if you want, but your life ain't gonna get any better. You want to have a full life. You stay behind and make amends."
Oh, wow.
Awfully kind of you there, Eustace. I was about to start binding them up so we can ask some some questions, find out why they keep it. Well, I mean, I'm sure why they keep hitting us. Find out maybe some information might protect us from next time.
It's his choice.
All right.
He
I wonder.
decided to do the right thing. He had a gun on me. I came up on him with my fist. He decided to use a hatchet.
That's an honorable thing.
There's some sort of code of ethics amongst them. And if he's got that, well, maybe there's a chance. And if there's a chance, there's a way. And if there's a way, there's an opportunity. And if there's an opportunity, there's a path.
He hits himself in the face with his own tomahawk. So, do you let him go? Do you bind him?
He can do whatever he wants. I'm offering. I mean, now I may not have the right to, but I'm offering him a new life by joining us.
I'm following Eustace's lead on this one. So yeah, if he gives us a choice to run or to join with us,
yeah, if he wants to run off, he can do that.
I'll holster my 6 shooters.
Okay. I think I want to say this is more than just a single roll of persuasion.
All right.
But
we'll do that.
Go ahead and roll persuasion. I don't want to jump into a full social encounter. But go ahead and roll.
Any modifications?
No. No, just roll it flat.
All right. I'm going to keep my conviction active. If I can, I'd have to spend a Benny to do that. Or if it's just too late, then all right.
Are there any assist rules on this?
Yeah, I think you. So if we're just doing like support, it's just support. Is since we're not doing a full. So yeah, you basically roll the same thing. I think it is, or not necessarily the same skill, but you just say what you're doing to assist, whatever skill you might use to assist here. Roll it. If you pass, he gets a bonus on his. His roll.
I'm just backing up Eustace on the conversation. I come up with my 6 shooters ready to do business. I'm like, well, if Eustace says that you're free to go, then I ain't gonna argue with my friend here. So, choice is yours, and I'll holster my pistols.
Okay.
So yeah.
Eyes roll persuade, and if you're successful, you can give him +1. If you get a raise, you can give him +2.
4
okay.
plus
plus
1.
1. Yeah, +1 on your roll here, Eustace.
Okay.
Okay. 7's pretty good. Do you want to Benny that to try to get a raise, or?
I can keep the 7 if I Benny, right?
Yes.
All right. I got a 10.
Okay. And I think because you got a raise, the raider will kind of look around, and you can see that there's this. He's kind of looking at all of his friends, his tribesmen, his brothers, etc., that he sees lying dead in the dirt, and says something to the effect of, we chose to follow him, and he chose to flee like a coward.
Yeah, you were ready to die. You got some conviction, friend.
And he looks over at you, and you can tell he's not. You probably get the sense that he's not like ready to bury hatchets completely with you. Like, you don't get the sense that you've made a friend today, but you probably get the sense that you've maybe prevented an enemy. And so he'll say, I will help you for now. I will show you a shorter path through the pass, safer for your people After that, I will depart. I have my own vengeance to take on the coward that is Toser.
All right, then. Well, in the meantime, you had enough to eat?
And he just turns around and he starts going to each one of it. So he like kind of ignores the last question about food, and he starts going to each one of the people like that has died, and takes like some kind of trinket or something from each one of them.
I'll leave him alone after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the sense like you're probably not going to have any more violence with him, but at the same time,
Any more non-violence?
definitely non-violence. Definitely some non-violence. Okay. What else
No.
are we doing?
Seeing this, so Anna is going to go back over to where the Reverend and Francesca and Timmy were, and Franklin as well. And so, kind of speaking of teachable moments from earlier, so Anna is going to kind of point out, because Eustace was kind of shouting out some teachable moments during the battle.
Sure.
And so Anna's going to go over and kind of see, did you see what Eustace just did?
This is Timmy.
He knew when there was a time to do some killing. And he knew when there was a time that we had outnumbered the enemy. And it might be time to stop with the killing and see if we can find some kind of accord.
Kind of nods his head. I think I understand, Miss Anna. Miss Anna. I think I understand. Only kill folk if you're outnumbered by them, so that you can whittle down their numbers so that they're the same as yours. And if you kill enough of them, then after demonstrating your superiority and power, then you can let them go and do whatever you want them to do because you're better than them. Is that what it is?
You know, there's going to be a whole lot of these lessons as we go, and I think you'll get a better sense of them the more you get. So I think for now, I think you kind of got the idea that when you're faced with a number of enemies, you don't have to slaughter all of them all the time.
Right, I got it. You just slaughter enough so that they get the message that you're better than them. Got it. Check. Good job, Eustace. I learned a lot today.
And Eustace looks like he's like lost in his own thoughts. He's still looking in the direction that the man we were fighting was, even though he's already walked off.
Sure.
And then he kind of snaps to, and he's like, "Oh, good. I'm glad you're learning. I'll do you some more learning tomorrow."
Look forward to it. He says we're going to kill folk tomorrow, too. Okay.
And Anna is going to kind of take Francesca off. A separate conversation.
She's terrified, too, by the way. Remember,
Yeah.
Francesca was like the cowardly, chicken,
Yeah.
and like she's been hiding, and like
Yeah.
she and Reverend, they've been trying to protect the boys, but the boys, Timmy is just as aggressive as any of these folk. But yeah, you could see she's pale white in the face. She's freaking out. I didn't sign up for this. We're not supposed to get attacked like this. It's just supposed to be, occasional bandit or something. And then, no, we didn't sign up for this at all. We didn't. I can't do this, Miss Anna. I can't do this.
I understand being frightened is a very normal response. But
I don't want to
hopefully-
die.
None of us do, and hopefully you see that, all of us here, and she'll kind of point to the rest of the party. We will always do everything we can to keep y'all safe, and so you do exactly what you did. You find Reverend, you find someone else, you go stay with them, and we'll do any fighting that's needed.
But y'all didn't save old Gertrude. I saw her head just explode right next to me. And what happens when y'all aren't here? What if one of y'all are out doing something else? And what if they attack the front of the drive while you all are in the back? It's gonna take you minutes to. They could do it. And she just starts hyperventilating at this point. I think I need a lay. I can't stay here. I don't think I can stay in the. No, I'm not cut out for this.
Anna, get her a drink of water and just reassure her, and she'll be like, I know exactly what'll just help put you right to sleep. And so she's gonna get out her harmonica, and she's just gonna like play a soft song to get her to sleep.
Roll a test to see how well you do. Do like I can't remember. Do we have performance in?
I do have
inside?
performance. Yeah,
go for it.
All right. Let's see. Oh,
Okay.
Just enough.
It's good enough. Eventually, the like adrenaline and the fear probably kind of seeps out, and she'll eventually probably fall asleep. It'll take a while probably before it happens. Anybody else doing anything in the aftermath here?
Nah, just going with Eustace.
Eustace will sit by the fire and start drinking in excess.
Okay.
Tending wounds and that sort of thing.
Okay. Rest of the night passes relatively uneventfully. A couple folks are in a little bit more pain than others. Cuspid does his best to help. Other people, kind of more mundane forms of healing, probably Lindade as well. And for the first time in like a week, none of y'all have night terrors.
I'll take it.
No nightmares, nothing like that. You have a nice, long rest. Likely there was some kind of watch put on just to be sure, make sure no one comes back. But strangely enough, everyone has a decent night rest.
All it took was stabbing a man.
Morning comes around, and you can see eventually, probably just before kind of lunchtime, 11 a.m., as there's still kind of some cleaning up to do, and people are kind of butchering some of the cattle that were killed, and kind of taking care of salting some meat and everything, making sure nothing goes to waste. You see Luke, you see Bill come back. You guys and Abby and some of the others probably give a debrief on everything. You can see like Bill's just got this, just like that damn man's just full of hate, and it's a damn shame we weren't able to get him as he flew away, but I reckon we'll have another go at him at some point, and hopefully next time I'll be around when it happens. Old scores to settle and such.
Do you know much about whoever that man is?
Yeah, I know. Tosair's his name. He's a Comanche raider, though I don't think his people are gonna much care for him after what happened here. You can see like the one that remained behind is kind of nodding his head at this. You lead a band like a war band like this, and you come back with your tail between your legs, and only one or two more liable to kind of turn him loose. No, he's gonna be alone for a bit, I reckon.
Well,
But
hopefully that'll take some pressure off of us while we do this next leg of the drive.
I just hope I made the right decision. Seemed like the right thing to do, but we won't know until it pans out.
yeah, that might be, but I made a similar decision in the past, so old Tosair, don't worry, it ain't you all he's got the hankering for. It's Luke and me. A few of us, we got history, just put it that way, and a while back, Luke and I were part of the posse that had to run him down after some more of his violent tendencies. Somehow he got all mixed up with the Bayou Vermilion, thinking now he can do whatever he wants because he's got corporate backing, I suppose. But to be honest, I never really had much against the man to begin with, but as Luke and I can tell you, not everybody's got a clean past. There's some things I done and Luke has done we ain't entirely proud of, just like I'm sure you all can relate. But We turned a page on that time of our lives, and now we're trying to do right. We're trying to go straight. We've been doing that for years. But old Tosair, well, he didn't like that plan at all. He went his own way. He went too far in some of these jobs, nearly got the whole damn posse we ran with killed. But blames us for all of his troubles. And then, and you all taking out so many of his folk back south, well, I'm sure that's a hell of a crook in his craw. He don't like being embarrassed, don't like being beaten. Y'all beaten him a couple times now, one way or the other. No, we'll
Sounds
see
like
him
this
again.
is about to be personal.
No, it's been personal, I think, a while, but might even be going up a notch, maybe. Yeah. Y'all did good keeping folks alive, and we're gonna get ourselves out of this pass and find a new place to sell this cattle. People gonna be safe. It'll be alright. He'll come back, I'm sure, but he ain't gonna be bringing any of these Comanches with him. They don't like failure like this. Embarrassment. He probably had a story for them. Crew like us, easy pickings, something like that. Then you get old, what is that, 8, 10 of his folk killed? They might kill them themselves. So we got some time, I think.
Yeah. With his abilities to change into beasts, I don't think we'll be that lucky.
Maybe. He always had a tendency for some of them arcane thingy-majiggies. You know, I don't much remember changing into beasts and whatnot, but I tell you this, he used to do this spell, did some chanting and such, and I never felt better. Gave me a little bit of a boost, you know, just felt a little bit stronger, a little bit quicker. That's mainly what he did back in the day. Used to make people afraid, too. Used to just kind of look at them all funny. And all of a sudden, people be quaking in their boots. But no, this shape change stuff, that's new to me.
What about making folks have nightmares?
Yeah, no, I don't know nothing about that, I'm afraid. It's been a while, though. It's been years since we ran with them, and a little less since we ran them down. But it's been years, and I imagine he's been concocting all manner of devilry with which to weaponize against good folk like yourselves and people of this here, their drive.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Seems a strange chance that we have issues with our sleeping that pass when he flies away.
Yeah, I doubt that is a coincidence.
Well, we beat him beat him again. Hopefully dealt a wound to him that'll keep him off our backs, at least for a little bit.
Yeah. I think we got a little bit of time here. We got the rest of the pass to finish, and eventually we got to get up to old Denver. That's the next best place to get a little sale done, and I surely doubt he ain't gonna do anything around such a place as that. That's
Wow, what's up there?
Lots of people. Lots and lots of them. Ain't no secret that he's waiting for us being out in the middle of nowhere, out all by ourselves to make these attacks. He does that around civilization.
Been a lot there too.
Yep. And By Vermilion ain't got no pull up there either. He's on
That's
his
good
own.
news.
So he's got none of them. Comanche's gonna turn on him. Now he's all on his own now. That's a good thing. It's
Yeah.
also a bad thing. Might become a little more desperate. You never know what desperate animals do.
I haven't looked at it from that direction, but that's a good point.
Yeah, but you ain't an animal.
Well,
Could be even worse than an animal.
I think you know
Yeah.
better than everybody, Eustace. We all got a bit of animal in us.
Yeah, it always comes at a cost.
Yeah, it does. Some folks more willing to pay that than others.
Mm. Yeah, it's either that or we die. So I do it.
well, we got us a new friend that's offering to show us a shorter route, so I don't see any need to waste time.
I think you're right.
Definitely
Yeah.
agree on that.
Let's get the wagons hitched. Let's get the horses saddled. Let's get these cattle moving.
Still on drag?
Yeah, I think it's best. It ain't nothing against y'all. Y'all been getting better, but if anyone's gonna be coming at the herd, they usually come from behind, bandits and the like.
Hey,
Best probably to be back there.
I ain't taking no offense at it. I was going to insist on staying there for that exact reason. So,
I concur.
All right.
Speaking of which, there were some beeves that went down, unfortunately. I assume the majority of them will get chopped up and put to the cook.
Yep,
would there
Cookie's
be an
already
offe-
doing it.
Would there be an
Good.
offense if I was to take the jawbone from one of them that's already passed and whatnot?
That's a very interesting question, but I'm sure after everything y'all did, such a thing can be arranged.
Well, thank you very much. I have something in mind.
I'd say I look forward to it, but that would be a bit of a lie. So rest of the day, guys go about, get your chores done, get your bones, no problem. And you can see that your new Comanche ally associate,
right?
you see him, Guy, you see him and Luke kind of take lead. Bill kind of hangs back a little bit, talking with Abby. You guys head up now to the pass.
All right.
Now,
If I were to, sorry,
no, go right ahead.
if I were to try and take that jaw, split it in the middle, and kind of have it go to both sides, and basically, if I were to try and craft some sort of like war club of sorts for our new friend, because I understand vengeance and I respect it very much, and I want him to use something that is an artifact of where this man fled and earned his ire. I want to present that to him because I want to in some way be a part of him killing that man.
Dr. Cuspid, I hate to insert myself into your genius, but a cow's jawbone ain't too big. Might I suggest taking one of their thigh bones and
Well, yeah.
inserting your teeth into it, like one of them swords from stories from the Aztec.
Well, yes, I agree with you. That's where the function is, but this is for the spirit of the thing. if
Oh,
it
I
makes
dig
sense.
that. All right, I follow
No,
you.
I do agree with you. I follow your logic, and I agree that will be the fulcrum to deliver the damage. But this is more of like the spirit of it.
All right,
This is the
geometry.
remnants of the failure of Tosea. This is what was left behind, what he fled from, and so that's what he should bury into Tosea's heart.
The hell you talking about?
He's talking about mathematics and stuff. I ain't follow much, but I learned a few key words.
It's the science of revenge.
That's what counts. Dr.
would that be like a
Cuspid, you
weird
continue
science
to
thing?
amaze.
Well, you
repair.
pontificating on that hypothesis and turning that into a theory?
Well, there's
Yes.
some more words. I ain't follow much of the science. I did a few years of math, and back when I was 9 to 10.
So do you think there's weird science as part of this? Like, do you
Not
think it's
really.
yeah.
I would actually gladly do the thing where I do the catalyst thing so that it would have the blue resin on it.
Mhm. It's up to you. Like, I think a repair makes sense if it's like a mundane thing, and if you think it's actually incorporating like the arcane weird science stuff, then either, and then roll weird science, whatever you prefer.
Like, I can't create magic artifacts like within game mechanics, but he would actually like treat it in the same fashion he treats the Bluetooth thing.
Okay. I'll say
I'm good either way.
Yeah, well, roll repair
I'll
since
roll-
like he'll
yeah.
likely be leaving and it wouldn't be around for you to like reactivate the thing.
Right. All right.
But
that's
maybe
what
you
I'll
can
do.
leave some sort of like residue on it that makes it stand out in some way.
Oh my god. I'm gonna-
Mm. If I use one of them, yeah.
Come on, man.
Ugh,
Oh,
Well,
no.
that
So be
hurts.
It's okay. I mean,
Was I helping at all?
I was just talking. I ain't got none of them skills like
He was
Dr.
prob-
Cuspid has.
he's probably harming the process.
Yeah, I probably was. Like, listen, no. Molar, I know cows are all molar, but I think that molar there needs to go over here. And I apologize,
see.
Dr. Cuspid. I done messed up your routine.
No, it's no worries at all.
So, what we'll say, this is one of those things where I don't feel like it has to be 100%. Like, fail forward, I'm totally cool with this here. So, what we'll say is that you probably have to go through many job modes to get it to work. And like every time, like it's literally a couple of days as you're traveling through the pass. Every morning, you know, as you wake up, every night as you're going to bed, you're kind of messing around with it and you break another. You know, you just split the bone too much. The jawbone just rips apart as you're trying to kind of affix your little schematic together. And then the next time it happens again, and maybe over the course of like those couple of days, just getting kind of, even though the annoyance of everything is kind of descended, the night terrors are gone, like the constant failure is probably kind of getting to you to some degree. But we'll say that eventually you're able to put something together. Probably not up to your standards, not as good as you probably want it to be, but enough probably to get the job done.
Very well.
All right. You have it. You have it. It ain't the prettiest thing. You've done better work. You know, because honestly, after a couple days, the rest of the drive, especially as this guide is giving you all an easier path, very uneventful. No issues whatsoever. Not overly steep terrain, like couple nice streams and ponds. You can very easily refill some water. Very, very gentle transition. And one day, you can see the guy just stops. And he just says, and you look around, there's no real clear transition between the past to like where you're headed. Like you just see, just before you even realize, like you're in the wide open plains of Colorado, just like that. And he just kind of turns around as if he knows. He just knows standing there in that pass, like this is it. And he kind of turns to Eustace first. And he says, "This is where I go. I have a job to do. Good luck." And just kind of starts turning his, like, he just kind of turns off. And Cuspid, maybe that's when you approach him. What is it you say to him when you hand over your contraption?
Now, I don't anyway hope to ask to invite any sort of love between us by any means, but I do understand the desire for revenge, and you certainly do deserve that. And I also have a bit of a grudge against that man. I would appreciate if you would do me the favor of shoving this into his heart once you have struck him down, if you meet him before we do.
Hand it over to him. He takes a look at it. You can see like a look of puzzlement.
I know
Comes
it's
over.
not much. Normally my work is a bit better than that, but if you get the chance to kill him before we do, I'd really appreciate to be a part of it somehow.
And he kind of looks at this and he looks at you. You see, he reaches down and he pulls his tomahawk out of his belt and he hands it over to you. And he says, "And if you get the chance before I bury this in his skull," he just kind of hands that over to you.
I would definitely do that for you, sir.
Nods his head very quietly, doesn't say goodbye to anybody, doesn't make a thing out of it, just starts walking off.
Very cool.
See
Okay.
you around.
All right. So, you guys are in this. You guys reach Colorado, and like it's confirmed. You start hearing the word kind of passes down a bit as you've gotten through this pass. You've left New Mexico, and you are now in these beautiful, wide open plains of Colorado. Another day or so of driving north. No real issues. And then probably about a day and a half later or so, after your ally, your Comanche ally, disappears, you can see that the crew starts passing. You pass by what looks like the burnt remains of a small homestead. And up until this point, like everything you've been seeing, really kind of sort of beautiful. You can tell that the cows have been kind of sluggish here and there, have been slowing down and eating a little bit more than they had in the past, and all that kind of stuff. But then the first real blemish of the 2 days that you've spent coming down from the pass is this burnt homestead. Whoever would like to roll a notice test. You don't all have to. You just want to.
That's a fail for Anna.
I'll definitely be about that.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see, notice I get a
fail
plus
for
2 to
Eustace.
that. Oh, I pulled 7.
All right.
Hey.
Eyes, just sort of a quick kind of look. You can tell it's a recent fire, somewhat, probably within a week. A couple days. Doesn't look old. You can tell that doesn't look like it's taken a ton of rain or anything. And one thing you notice is sort of there's a lot of folks that are kind of giving it a decent birth. But you do notice kind of one odd thing as people are you're not camping next to it, but you're kind of slowly moving past it. The drag's now coming up at it. Yeah. You notice that there's like this tripod that's been set up. These like 3 beams kind of sitting in the back of the homestead.
How big is the tripod?
I would say probably it's got like a base of maybe about 6 to 8 feet in diameter.
All right. Not that Ives has a lot of experience with photography.
It's not
the photography, but yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like, does this look like someone was setting up a camera, or?
It's not that kind of tripod. It's like
right.
beams of wood that have been crossed. Right. And you see something hanging from it.
Oh, I'll call the crew. Eustace, Anna, good doctor. There's something going on fishy with that over there. Why don't we all go take a look?
All right.
Yeah,
Where's
I'll move
the
up.
sea?
Take a gander.
Yeah, you get closer, and you can see that the tripod has been set up over what looks like the remains of a fire, like partially dug into the earth, and you can tell that there were all sorts of these different logs that have been burnt down to a crisp underneath it. And you can see the bag is kind of bulging here and there. And you can see that there's something sticking out of it. And I'm just going to give you this for free considering your experience. You think there's like some skins that are starting to stick out of some of the seams of the bag.
I hate to be the bearer of disturbing news here, but it seems like that was a person at one point that got roasted.
Yeah.
Y'all want to help me take the poles of this tripod so we can lower it down respectful like, take a gander, because I'm still worried that our shape-shifting friend might be responsible for this.
Anna will help with one of the beams. She is Brony, so it's a good thing
All
for
right.
her to do.
Okay. You take it down.
Eustace will help.
Yeah. It's not hard. Like all of you easily take it down. It's very the bag itself. You can tell is very like loose and it's sort of sewn up. The stitches have kind of burnt a little bit here and there.
Like
and,
a burlap bag.
Mm-hmm. And as you take it down, it just sort of splits, and this just horribly like twisted, burnt body just flops out. Everyone roll a fear test of spirit with a -1 penalty. It has this
What time of day is
it? It is daytime. It's night. It's
All
not
right,
nighttime, so you're good. So you see the body just fall out, it's twisted and burnt at the same time, like almost cooked in some way.
On the past.
Okay.
I did not.
We do have Benny's if anybody wants them.
I'm
I'll
ready to
tell you
group
what.
Benny.
I'll use a group Benny.
Okay. All right.
Ugh,
If
still
you
pull
fail,
3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you failed, you get some nausea to you. So shaking, point of fatigue.
All right.
You kind of just begin vomiting up. And as long as you passed, you're good to go. If you critically fail, let me know, because then that requires a roll on a fear table. So let's see. You can probably tell just from looking at it that, especially you, Cuspid, I would think, with some sort of healing background. Anybody who's got a healing, points in the healing skill there, you would probably be able to tell that the victim here was sewn up in the bag alive, then suspended over the fire, kind of. And you can tell that it was like the way the bag was built, and it wasn't so much like burlap as it was some kind of animal skin, now that you take it down and take a look at it. And so the heat, not only did it cook the victim, but the leather from the animal skin started to contract, and it was like twisting, and it was likely responsible for why the body is all mangled, kind of constricting and crushing this individual. Okay, anyone who would like, or if you have experience like in the Southwest or the Great Plains, roll a common knowledge. So if you're from Great Plains area, or if you're from Southwest, like if you're from the North, so like I wouldn't let Jack roll this, for instance.
Yeah, I'm done spooked. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair. Cuspid's
Oh.
definitely more southern. Wow.
Eustace knows all.
Okay. Okay, Eustace. Well, Eustace, you spent a lot of time in Texas, so it makes sense. You would know that there are some tribes, some folk, unfortunately, who do use these types of methods sometimes on captives. Usually, like, it's not just like on innocent folk necessarily. It's usually like some kind of like war punishment thing, but this is likely a response to that. And then who's got survival? Has anyone here got points in survival?
Yeah.
Let me double check. I believe I do.
Yeah, so Ice, maybe you step away and you start like looking around. Go ahead and roll survival.
All right. Any penalties to this?
No, not at all. And Cuspid, since you weren't really rolling on the common knowledge, you're welcome to roll on the survival too if you like.
All right.
I
I pull a
think I had
9.
survival.
You see,
Okay.
this right here is capital punishment.
Saying right, whatever it is.
That is punishment of a higher order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't particularly agree with it, but we ain't necessarily had the best sorts of capital punishment either. I mean,
Hell.
go back a few years, maybe a few hundred years, we got some really terrible capital punishment. I mean, we put a plank on somebody and set one stone at a time. The hell's that?
Yeah, that's torture. Still, any day I'd take short drop and a stop rather than this here.
Oh, you'd suffocate for anything else.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
I,
guess
I succeed. I got a 9.
maybe we can
yeah,
assume
raise,
that this was deserved, but that's a heck way to go.
So, as you're talking, Ives kind of steps away. Maybe you vomit once or twice or so, get your morning breakfast up. And as you're doing so, you notice something.
All right.
All around, and it's not hidden at all, there are tracks of probably a dozen or more horses all over here. And again, no one other than you four has come over here. None of the, like, this is like literally the homestead you've kind of veered off in. So there's nobody else who's been over here. But you can see that there's tracks of over a dozen different horses here. With your raise, you can tell that the horses themselves are all shot. And as like you're kind of going and like maybe you're talking a little bit with Eustace and going over this, like the war parties that Eustace is sort of used to and he's referring to, well, they don't ride shot horses. They ride unshot animals. And yet you're seeing, the opposite here.
This is a white man's work right here. I'll pull everyone's attention to it. Like, listen, whoever did this is, their horses are riding with iron on the bottom of their feet. Any chance I can tell which direction? I know there's a lot of disturbance, a lot of them probably moving around, but in the direction that they might have come from and headed to.
Generally north, it looks like, and maybe slightly northeast or so, but generally north.
Listen, all y'all, what's north of here? Is that? I'm not familiar with these parts. Is that? I know we're in Colorado, right? What's north?
Generally heading north to Denver. I don't know much beyond that.
It's people. I mean,
I don't know.
This many horses with doing this kind of thing with ties to the, the native peoples of this area makes me think maybe someone's trying to make people believe what ain't true but is true, or is true but ain't true. That's why I meant it to go.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
Anna would like to check out what remains of the house.
Oh, very little. It's not like that last house you came across. There's nothing here. But if you do, like, it's basically all debris. But if you want, you can roll a notice test if you want to like sift through it.
I do.
Ooh.
I would like to reroll that.
Okay. Yeah, we're nearing the end here. Spend them bennies.
Oh wow.
Nice.
There you go.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I just read a little note to myself that I wrote like a month and a half ago. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I forgot about that. Okay, so yeah, as you're going through, you don't find any signs of any other bodies or anything like that. And one of the things you can tell is that as you're sifting through things, maybe a couple of them give you a hand, lifting up some things here and there. There's nothing here of value. Like nothing here that you like that even has any kind of remote value. Like we're talking no metals of any kind. There's no like leftover sort of like jewelry boxes that you just happen to sift through, or a lock box or something like that hidden underneath the floorboard that kind of got burnt up. And you're confident, Anna, that someone stripped the home of all the valuables before setting fire to it.
It appears that there was quite some vengeance at play here. Not just the awful killing, but we may be looking at maybe, I don't know if I'm getting the right takeaway from this, but we may be looking at somebody with the wagon, because it seems like they took anything valuable out of here before burning the house.
If they done robbed the house, I mean, it leads me to believe, and with the shod hooves, I mean, bandits or raiders trying to shift blame onto someone else with this style of killing, like Eustace pointed out. You know, I hate to use modern terms, but this sounds like false flag.
Oh, perhaps when we come to the next town, we should be listening to those who protest too much, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they was killed before they were put in it.
Well, when I done looked, I didn't see any signs of anything but shod hooves. I mean, like the people we've been dealing with here recently, they don't ride with hooves with iron on their horse with iron on their hooves. I mean,
No, it's true. I guess you would have seen wagon tracks if that were the case. So.
yeah. Or I mean, if it was the raiders that been hitting us, I mean, and their hoofs wouldn't have been having them irons on them. So I mean,
It would appear that we have gone from one threat behind us to perhaps another threat ahead of us.
yeah.
Lucky day. We will not live in boring times.
That's true.
Who wants to drink?
Yeah, I might actually take you up on that today.
All right.
I will take you up on one, but Chuck has done had enough for one evening.
So as you guys kind of linger around, you look a bit, take your drinks, you can see the drive's kind of getting further and further away. So you catch up, kind of have this, kind of put this in the back of your mind, remember this. Rest of the day, you don't really run across anything else, no other homes, no other signs of raiding or burnt farmsteads or anything like that. But kind of midway through the next morning, after camp is broke and everything, you kind of get going once more. You're in your drag position behind the herd. You suddenly hear the sounds of gunfire from up ahead, from at the front of the herd. And as you all kind of likely, I would imagine, start riding up, kind of catching up, you can see in the path ahead, a ways ahead, there's these two big old burly looking dudes. Both of them, guns in their hands, blocking the path. There's oxen here and there. And you can see they got these guns and they're trained down on Bill and on Luke, who kind of look like they got their hands up in such a way. And we'll end on that for tonight and pick up there next time. All right. Bert, thank you for that prime sub, by the way.
We are in a perpetual frying pan fire kind of a situation
Yeah.
on this drive.
Mhm.
We could do the whole downtime, 2 days, everything's fine, but I don't know.
Let's get to the action, man. Keep
I
it
know,
pumping.
yeah. Gotta keep it going.
You don't want more harmonica playing.
What? I don't want what?
Where's that? There it
That?
is.
Okay. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep. I love that one. I have it. And every single one, I got like a screaming dude for my Wilhelm scream. It's pretty great. Okay, so that's it for Deadlands. We'll be back in 2 weeks for that. Why don't we do a closing round table? Let's see. Jeremy, tell us about this Patreon.
Sure, Aaron Reese on Patreon. You've got comic books, you got some RPG assets, you got maps, lots of cool stuff.
Very nice. Link is in the chat. If you're watching this later on YouTube, check the show notes and everything below the video. You can find all the links that we're talking about here, all that kind of good stuff. Let's see. Adam, you're next.
Yeah, just like talk about Grim and Perilous Studios. We make games, we play games, and if you go to our website, you can check out any of that. Follow us on any social media, or if you check into the website, we've got some updates and news and stuff there too. So check us out.
Thank you, Melissa. I hit Bert's stuff. You should check out Bert's stuff too. Anyway,
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
you should check that too. So, let's see. Chuck, what are the Defenders doing this week?
Oh man. Wednesday on Defenders, we'll be back for some more of Fallout 2D20 as we're wrapping up the adventure that's included in the core rule book. And Friday, we'll be doing Anvia, which is a system that Joe from Defenders is making himself. We're starting up a campaign. So, yeah, session 2 of that. So pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool. As for Melissa and I, we're done for this week as we're going to be gone for Friday and Saturday. So no Friday night stream, no One Ring this week, but we'll be back next Monday with Holler, another Savage World game. And then we'll be back in 2 weeks with more Deadlands. Yeah, make sure you're following the stream. Make sure you're following, subscribing to the YouTube and everyone else's stuff as well. And plenty of other stuff to watch that we've got going on. We're going to go ahead and rate our friends over at Diesel Shot if you want to follow that when it pops up in a minute. But otherwise, thank you, everybody. Thank you for throwing out those extra bits to let me throw in a couple extra complications. Actually made Jeremy sweat a little bit tonight, which was very excited. A little bit, not much, a little bit. But it was still fun. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, I have a case of the vapors. The vapors. But that's it. Follow the raid. We're going to go ahead and throw it on the end screen until we do so. So, bye-bye.